21st of November. This is Ed Shed. Today we're going to go over, right, today is the replacement video for the ones you couldn't see because of copyright infringement reasons. So let's do it again. Welcome back to Ed Shed. Okay, good afternoon. Right, the Ed Shed video that you didn't see because it was copyright. The copyright reason was I thought I'd be bloody clever by putting the opening music to the video. I thought I'd change it, so I didn't download it. I had a I had some music on my player which I put on the video. It was the Blue Brothers, Everybody Needs Somebody, that one. And apparently that breaks all your copyright rules because I'm not allowed to use that tune. I didn't know that, so lesson learned, my friend, a lesson learned. Yes. So here we go again. We'll do it all over again. The subject of the matter was, and it was from, I'll name him, you got to give me who you are though, MRH6976. Said to me, asked me, he said, give me some tips on winter riding. No he didn't, sorry mate, got it all wrong. What he said was, can you tell us what your tips are for winter riding? So here is my tips for winter riding, clothing, etc, 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 etc. Well, basically what we're going to do is, thank you very much MRH6976, thank you very much. We're going to do that again because I didn't see it. Yeah, winter riding tips. Yeah, right. I'm going to work from the inside out, all right, because that's how you keep warm. Keep warm from the inside out. And it's all about layers. It's building up the layers. Because between the layers, that's what traps the warmth. The warmth stays there, and you know. But you've got to keep warm. There's no reason why you can't keep warm on a bike these days. There's plenty of products out there, but it doesn't have to cost a fortune. It really, really doesn't. My kit didn't cost a fortune. I've had it many, many years, so that's how we do it. Right. Your first layer of keeping warm is inside your body. Have something warm to drink. Have something warm to eat. Whatever you think you want to eat or drink, you've got to do it. You've got to keep the inside warm. If you keep the inside warm, the outside will just take care of itself. That's the theory. That's the theory. If you're, I'll go into the riding bit in a minute, but layers. So you keep your inside warm. Have something warm to drink. Have something warm to eat before you go out. Food turns to sugar, sugar turns to energy, energy turns to heat. That's the theory behind it. Right, your second layer, I'm gonna run through this because you've got to start thinking about things for yourself. Your second layer is the skin layer. I know you can't do much about that, but you can protect it with a layer of other clothes. Your long johns and your heated thermal stuff and all that. Now then, before you go rushing to Amazon and eBay and all of that, you have every right to, you can do, but I don't. I don't buy anything thermal from eBay. I don't buy anything thermal from Amazon. I don't do it because you just don't know. My recommendation, if you're going to buy anything that's going to keep you safe or warm, my advice is don't buy it online. You've got to get to feel this stuff. If you're confident you could send it back, then fine. But my advice is go somewhere, get tactile with it. You know, feel the stuff, feel the cloth, feel the product, and then make your mind up. If it costs you another 5-10 quid, so be it. So be it. But feel the product. Get to know the product that you're buying before you buy it. That's my advice on everything to do with keeping you safe and warm, or just safe. For argument's sake, you wouldn't buy a crash helmet online. Well, if you did, you're an idiot, because you should go and buy a crash helmet. You should try it on. You should make sure it fits properly. You should make sure it's the one for you. There's all these things that you should do. Same with a jacket. If you buy a jacket that's going to protect you, like a motorbike jacket, if you bought it online, well, I think you're a wally, because you've got to try these things on. You might. I'm a 44, but I wouldn't buy a motorcycle jacket online that was a 44, because it's not going to fit me. It really, really ain't. Anyway, going around in circles now. So get tactile with it. Get to know the product, and don't buy it online. Right. So that's your underlayers. That's your thermal stuff, your underlayers and all that. So you've got to do that. Your next layer is going to be your t-shirt sort of layer. That's your next layer. You buy different makes, different fabrics of t-shirts. So look out for the fabric that you think is going to be warm. Do your research about this thing. You're going out. You're going to ride your bike in the winter, in the icy weather. Now you don't think it's icy like today. Today's about 9 degrees, 8 degrees. But when you get on a bike, wind chill factor is going to take it down to about 2. And as the day goes on, it starts getting darker. That's going to get colder. The temperature is going to drop like a stone at this time of year. All right. Excuse me. So anyway, so your t-shirts, you got your underwear on, you got your thermals on, you got your thermal t-shirt, you got a t-shirt, then you've got a sweatshirt, then you've got a jumper. You've just got to build the layers up over and over and over. And then you've got to get your jacket on, and your padded trousers. You can't have enough of the padded stuff, because I mean, I don't mean go out there like a bloody Michelin man, but you got to build up. But you've got to be flexible. If you go outside and you go and get on your bike and you can't move your arms, you're going to die. Easy as that. You've got to be flexible. You've got to be warm, and you've got to be comfortable. There's no replacing comfort and warmth. There really ain't. Right, now then, if you can, not everybody does, but if you can, have 2 of something. I've got a winter jacket and a leather jacket, but I can wear my leather jacket in the winter if I had to. I've got leather trousers, leather bike trousers, and I've got a pair of padded waterproof trousers, and I've got a pair of winter bike trousers. A long time ago, amongst the other bits and pieces that I was doing at the time, the phrase came up, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. And that's all it is. It's 2 is 1, 1 is none. Simple reason, if you've got 2 of something, you've always got the extra 1. If you've only got 1 of something and that breaks or tears or goes missing, you've got none, and then you're in trouble. So that's the idea behind it. 2 is 1, 1 is none. There you go, there's a little sound for you. Basically it. If you can, now we'll stick to the basics ones. The heated pads, the fishermen have heated hand pads. If you can, go and get some heated pads. Put one, never put pads, never ever ever put these heated pads next to your skin. Never ever do that. They do get incredibly hot, it will burn you. So never ever put them next to your skin. If you can, put one there, just if you feel there's a cross there, yeah, there's that cross bit there. You've got the bottom of your chest and then the bottom of your, or the centre of your chest, bottom of your boobies, and then you've got your stomach muscles there, right in the middle, right where the pig snout is mine. Put your heated pad there. Put it on your t-shirt, underneath your jumper. That will keep you warm. It really, really will. If you've got 2, put one at the bottom of your back, put one at the bottom of your spine. That will keep you warm. And if you can, bung an extra 2 on. Remember, you've got to try and stay warm. Now these heated pads stay warm for, they say 8 hours, 12 hours, you know, there's various times on them. They really are good, they really are good. I'd highly, highly recommend them. You can get them in real cheap shops for next to nothing. They really don't cost a fortune. And they could save your life. That's the point. Right, next thing is if you can afford it. I was lucky enough, I hit the shop at the right time. And you've got to do that. It's January coming up soon. Hit the shops at the right time. Go for the heated equipment, but don't if it looks cheap, you know, if it looks like a bomber jacket and it says it's a heated jacket, it's not going to be a heated jacket. It's just a bomber jacket with a bit of wiring in it. Don't buy it. If it looks cheap, it is cheap. I've got one on my bike now. I'm not going to reach over and get it. I'll probably knock everything over. But I've got one. I got it right time, cheap, at the Triumph shop, and I think I got it half price in the January sales. It was an end of line item. It's just a heated waistcoat, and what it does, it heats all the lumbar part and about halfway up your back. It heats that area there. I'll tell you what, it's brilliant. It really is good. I wouldn't go without it. Even in spring and autumn time, when it doesn't get dark very quick, but it can get very chilly of a night, and you've been out for a ride on your bike, always good. Bung it on, zip it up, plug it in, you're good. It works, and it's a good idea. But you can't. Somebody said to me, "Oh yeah, I'll drink a hot cup of tea or a hot cup of coffee or a chocolate or something. 10 minutes later, I need a wee." And then he says, "Well, that's no good, so I'm getting rid of body heat." This is true. You are getting rid of body heat. There are 2 ways of dealing with this. You either stop every hour, every half an hour. You have your wee, but you have another cup of coffee, you have another chocolate, you have another cup of tea or a sandwich. You replace that fluid, or you take along a hot water bottle, you pee in the hot water bottle, do it up, and you put the hot water bottle next to you, because it's warm water. Yeah. Those of you who go camping, if you've got, I ain't got one to hand now, but if you've got if it's cold at night and you've got nothing, you can't boil a kettle or anything like that. If you're stuck out, a little survival tip is if you're out and you've got some kind of container, pee in the container and then cuddle the container, because that fluid is warm. Don't waste the warmth. If you need it that bad, you'll use it. But that's a survival thing, so don't worry about it. We're talking about motorcycling now. It's like the cat's looking at me again. Bloody cat. Right, so that was all the stuff to wear. You can buy heated everything, boots, gloves, jacket, neck thing and all that. You can buy all that, so do it. Keep the cold out, goes without saying. You know, get a decent cover for your neck. You do lose most of your heat through your head, so your crash helmet will leak heat. wear a balaclava. Wear a balaclava. You've got some really good balaclavas now. They're not. I wish I'd brought it out with me now. But even your neck thing, if it's big enough, and most of these tubular neck things that you wear on your bike now are, if it's big enough, you can put that over your head and come down and cover your neck and most of your face there, and it will keep some of the heat in. There are loads of things you can try. You've got to do it, but again, it's got to be comfortable for you. You've got to do it. Comfort is king. Well, and warmth, of course. Starting to lose voice. Right. So there you go. Right. Any questions? Ask me questions about that. But thanks, MRH6976. Thank you very much for bringing that up, and I'm glad I could do this video again. Thank you for those people that answered my question as far as whether you could see the last video or not, or whether that video came up or not. And thanks for telling me why you couldn't see it. Thank you very much. In particular, Gary Wilson, thank you very much for your comments. Appreciate that. While I'm on the subject, Gary Wilson, big shout out. I'll put your name along there somewhere. Probably be right there. In a previous video, I said that you can cook. Let me put my tea down. Put my tea down. You can cook in a tin. If you've got no other pan or pots or whatever like that, open the top of the tin. Leave the stuff inside. You can place the lid on it if you want. It's up to you, but make sure it's open. Put that on the flame, on the fire. I won't get it all out. And you can cook in that. But Gary Wilson, thank you very much, young man, has said that some of the tins, some of them, this one isn't, some of the tins are plastic coated inside. So depending on what's in the tin is, I mean, the plastic, it's in a tin to keep it fresh. Why don't it a plastic coat? I don't know. As a matter of fact, the first cannery in the UK was where I come from, Bermondsey. It came from about half a mile from where I was born. There you go. So very got a great affinity with the old tin can. But there you go. Thanks very much, Gary Wilson. Thank you very much. Keep watching. Appreciate the views. Where was we? Right, motorcycle. Before we go into anything else, motorcycle riding in the winter. Biggest, best advice you'll ever get is, have a drum roll. If you ain't got to go out, don't go out. I do appreciate that if you've only got your bike and you need to use it for work or whatever reason it is, and I appreciate that you have to use it because it's your only form of transport, then that's very good. But the golden rule is, if you don't have to go out in the winter, don't go out. Pay attention to the weather forecast. They're really, really good these days. Weather forecasting has come a long way since I was a youth. So pay attention to the weather. If it's snowing, icy, don't go out. Don't be silly. You spent, what was mine? Mine was about 6.5, you know, not new, old, very old, but not, but I would be gutted, seriously gutted, if anything was to break it. And I presume that your wheels are very special to you for one reason or another, so don't take a chance. Just don't do it. Right, time for a story. Many years ago, I think I was 19, 20 something. I can't remember how old I was. But I can remember the number plate, 399W, and I bought it brand new. End of the year sale. It was £2,000, brand spanking new, out of a shop in Plumstead, South East London, and it was a Yamaha XS 1100, and I loved it. I absolutely adored this bike, and still do. Anyway, it was taken from me by a drunk driver, which will be a story for another time. But anyway, it was my only form of transport. I never had a car licence. It was my only form of transport. I lived in a block of flats in South East London, and when those of you who live in cities will know that, or any metropolitan areas will know that, it'll snow, but on the main roads and all that, they don't settle on the main road because of the pure amount of traffic and all that. It just don't settle on the main roads. But on the road that I was living on, where my flats were, a place called Thamesmead in South East London. Google it. It's a fascinating place. Looks better overnight. But I grew up there, so there you go. I can't knock it. So from our flat, I could see that the main road was lovely and clear. So I thought, if I can just get out of this road, and it weren't like a little road I lived in, if I can get out of this road onto that main road, I'll be able to go to work and I'll be able to earn some money. But at the end of the day, you've got to put bread on the table. That was the plan. Follow my own rules. So I've had these rules since I was a kid. Follow my own rules, all the gear on, make sure I had something to eat, hot cup of tea, downstairs, managed to get the bike out onto the road, went down the road in the snow, and it was snow. It was a fair old lump of it. Hold on. When I got to the end of this road, which was about 300 yards, something like that, I had to turn left onto the main road. I had to turn left onto the entrance to the main road. But as I turned my handlebars left, nothing happened. I just kept going straight. Now this I found really annoying because there's two things now. A, I'm stuck in the bloody snow and I can't go anywhere but straight. And B, if I can only go straight, that means I can't turn around and go home. So I'm getting the hump because of the bloody snow. When really I should have looked out my window and said, no, it's snow, ain't going nowhere. Anyway, luckily 50, maybe 30 yards on, there was the way the flats were built was there was this sort of tunnel bit for about 20 yards. So it was dry under there, dryish, bit damp but dry. I thought if I just keep going straight, I'll be able to get onto that underneath that tunnel bit. It was a fair old sized tunnel, height wise. I'll be able to get under there on the dry bit of tarmac, turn my bike round and get home. I wasn't going to try and get on this main road, I'll just go home. So I did, I managed to do that. I managed to get forward all the way, steady, feet down the whole way. I put my feet down there like you can see them. Honestly, I did, I put my feet down. Anyway, feet down all the way there, turn the bike round, and I managed to get all the way back to my flats. Now, where the bike was, I was lucky that I got my bike out, but as I went to go around the back of my flats into the garage where I stored my bike, you had these rain gullies or rain channels, and what they'd done is they'd iced over. They're just one big strip of ice. Front wheel got caught in that and down it went. My XS 1100. Now I've never been a big bloke, you know. I look silly on this bloody 1100. I look too small. But now I've got to pick this bastard up. Who should come round the corner? A police car. And this big hairy sergeant, he said, having a spot of bother then? I went, you could say that, Sherlock. Yeah. Anyway, God help him, he helped me pick my bike up, helped me get it underneath where the garage was. I put my bike away, went upstairs, phoned in work, said I can't get out. Should have done that about an hour and a half prior to me going out. So there you go, that's my little story, but that's the same rule now. If I see any snow out there, I'm not going out. I mean, I live in the countryside-ish now. I live up in the middle of England in Northamptonshire. Lovely place, love it. There's grass and everything up here, love it. But snow out, I don't go out. If it's icy, I won't go out because I like myself and my bike too much to chance it. Easy as that. That's the end of that story. Don't take a chance if you don't have to. Pay attention to the weatherman, and there you go. Right, if you have got to go out and it is icy and it is rainy and it is snowy, first of all, wear a full face crash helmet. I know some, I'm the same, I've got an open face crash helmet. It's got a visor that comes down like a bubble visor, but that's not even good enough. You need a full face crash helmet in the bad weather. If it snows, you can't see a thing anyway. You really can't. If you ride a bike in the snow, which I have, I got caught out in the snow. It was a freak snowstorm. The snow gets to your visor and you can't see a thing. You're just literally doing that as you're going down the road. It's no good. It's no good. Tea's cold. Right. You are out in it. You've got caught out in it. You're going to be late home. It's going to be icy. It's wet. Just take it easy. Take everything really easy. Don't be tempted to open the throttle just because the road ahead looks clear. Just don't do it, because out of your eyesight or out of your eye line there might be that little stretch of road that is iced over. So don't be tempted. If any of you have ever hit ice on your bike, it's the weirdest sensation you'll ever have, because you'll hit it and the bike and you just, it relaxes the whole thing. You're in no control. Doesn't matter what you do. The worst thing you could do is put your brakes on, so don't do it. It's just really, really weird. And you come out the other end of the ice thing and suddenly you've got control again. It's like someone does that and it's back to life. It's the weirdest thing you'll ever do. It's very similar to aquaplaning, if you've ever aquaplaned. So don't do it. Don't take the chance. Really don't take the chance. If you see in a web forecast, pay attention to the web forecast. Keep saying it, but I can't say it enough. If it's going to snow or it's going to be icy, don't do it. Just don't do it. And that really is my advice for winter riding. If you ain't got to go out, don't go out. If you have got to go out, just take it bloody easy. Because if you're watching this, I'd like you, this winter coming up now, and I'd like you to still be watching this in a few months' time when the weather starts clearing up. Because you've only got, what's it now? It's November now. December's around the corner. December, January, February. You got sort of 4 months, and then the weather starts picking up again. So, but I don't take my bike off the road over the winter. You do get nice days. Today's quite mild. If it was sunny today and mild, I'd probably want to go out on my bike. I really would. Alright, so I'm going to end that subject there. Please comment. Please ask me questions. I've been riding my bike since I was 17 years old. I've come off. I've fell off. I've dropped it. I've ridden in the snow. I've ridden on the ice. I've done it. I've just done it. I've ridden in sand, mud, all kinds. So just ask me anything you like. Please do. Happy to answer your question. If I can't answer your question, then I'll ask one of my mates, because one of my mates is bound to have done it. Bound to have done it. Right, I think that covers that subject. Thank you very much for watching. What we'll do now is, seen me messing about with the air rifle earlier. I've not got much further with that. I've had other things to do at the moment, so I've not really gone on with that. I'm just trying the wire brush on it, and for some reason the wire brush is full of cat hair. I think my cat's been in here giving itself a bit of a groom. I don't know. So I've not done much with that. I've got to get some sandpaper for the handle, because I really want to get stuff. I know the gun bit's important, but oh, you know, I just love it. You know what I mean? I love it, love it, love it. This ain't no cheap thing. This has been around. This has survived me for years. Coming up as well is some tin can, this tin can, and I was thinking, right, I'll make a candle out of this tin can, and this one fits over the top of it quite nicely. And what I was thinking was, how can I cut this down? How can I shape this so that it fits over there, so they're both about the same height, without giving me tin can sharp edges. We've all opened a tin of fish, you know, that thing, and or the, you know, remember the old one where you had the old tins where you had to wind it round like that, and you always had this sharp edge around the corner. Right? We've all cut our finger on a tin can. We all have. Anyway, what I've done is so far cut some cardboard. I've put some cardboard in there. See the cardboard? There you go. Right. What I will be doing is I'll be melting that wax, and I'll be putting that wax in there. I've decided I'm not going to cut that up, because all it was, when I want to put that out, you blow it out, but then I'm just going to put it over the top and leave it, and I'm going to keep these two together. That's all I'm going to do. I'll fill the top out with something so it makes it less rattly, but that's all I'm going to do with that. So that'll be coming up on a future video. Remember, I was talking about your stuff and putting it away. I don't know if I showed you this last time. I think I did. I showed you this in the last video, so I won't go over that. But this is the see that, oxygen preserver or something. Anyway, I have to check my videos now because I can't remember. But that's about it. That's about it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Thank you, MRH6976. Thank you, Gary Wilson. I think that's it. I think that's what's coming up. You've got that candle thing coming up. You've got the air rifle thing coming up. You've got the toolbox from the bread bin coming up. Now I'm getting these projects, I'm going to have to extend. I'm going to have to, instead of sitting, right, what I do is I sit down in front of my Samsung tablet, which is what I do this recording on. It's just a Samsung tablet A. No fancy camera work or nothing like that. I've got a Samsung tablet, push the record button, and I speak to you. That's as easy as it gets, and that's what I do. I like to keep things basic, but I'm going to have to start doing the films and then putting the films on and do that. It's all getting a bit busy now. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with you very, very soon. You stay good out there, stay clear of the idiots. There's plenty of them, but that idiot in Tesco's is still fresh in my mind. And you'll take care. See you soon. Bye now.